The boxing world is buzzing with anticipation as Gervonta "Tank" Davis prepares to face Lamont Roach Jr. in a highly anticipated rematch on August 16, 2025, in Las Vegas, Nevada. Their first encounter, which took place on March 1, 2025, in New York, ended in a controversial majority draw that left fans, analysts, and fighters divided. The rematch promises to be a defining moment for both competitors, with Davis's legacy and Roach's rising star status hanging in the balance. The stakes are high, and the narrative surrounding this fight is layered with intrigue, from Davis's mental state to Roach's relentless drive for redemption. The first fight between Davis and Roach was a closely contested battle that showcased Roach's ability to hang with one of the sport's biggest stars. Davis, known for his explosive power and knack for scoring knockouts, was expected to dominate. However, Roach proved to be a formidable opponent, pushing Davis to the limit over 12 rounds. The fight was marked by a controversial moment in the 9th round when Davis took a knee after absorbing a jab from Roach. Instead of being counted as a knockdown, the referee allowed Davis to return to his corner for a quick face wipe, a move that sparked outrage among observers. Many argued that the incident should have resulted in a disqualification or at least a 10-8 round in Roach's favor. The judges' scorecards reflected the fight's competitiveness, with one judge scoring it 115-113 for Davis and the other two scoring it 114-114, resulting in a majority draw. The aftermath of the fight was filled with debate. Prominent figures in the boxing world, including Terence Crawford, Shakur Stevenson, and Ryan Garcia, weighed in on the outcome. Crawford, a two-weight undisputed champion, maintained that Roach deserved the victory, estimating that he won by 1 or 2 rounds. He suggested that Davis underestimated Roach, relying too heavily on his power to secure a knockout. Crawford noted that Davis often falls behind on scorecards early in fights, only to rally with a knockout, as seen in his bouts against Leo Santa Cruz and Ryan Garcia. However, against Roach, Davis failed to land the decisive blow, exposing a potential vulnerability in his game plan. Shakur Stevenson, who has been chasing a unification bout with Davis, echoed Crawford's sentiments. Having sparred with both fighters, Stevenson claimed he predicted how the fight would unfold. He felt that Roach was in control for much of the bout, catching Davis off guard with counters. Stevenson pointed to a specific moment when Roach wobbled Davis with a right hand, asserting that Davis felt Roach's power. He also criticized Davis for underestimating Roach, suggesting that the Baltimore native was surprised by the challenger's resilience. Stevenson's comments carried an undercurrent of self-interest, as a Davis loss could jeopardize a potential blockbuster fight between the two. Ryan Garcia, who suffered a 7th-round TKO loss to Davis in April 2023, offered a different perspective. While he believed Roach won the first fight, Garcia predicted that Davis would come out stronger in the rematch. He argued that Davis underestimated Roach, expecting him to fold under pressure. Garcia suggested that Davis would adjust his approach, bringing a higher level of intensity to avoid a repeat performance. However, Garcia also raised concerns about Davis's mental state, noting that the lightweight champion has hinted at retirement and expressed a lack of passion for the sport. Garcia's comments underscored the psychological factors at play, as Davis's hunger and focus will be critical in the rematch. The controversy surrounding the 9th-round incident has been a focal point of discussion. Boxing insider Chris Mannix reported that 3 senior referees unanimously agreed that the knee should have been ruled a knockdown. One referee even argued that Davis should have been disqualified for receiving aid from his corner. Analyst Keith Iduk compared the incident to Davis's tendency to bend the rules, citing a previous fight against Hector Luis Garcia where Davis took an unofficial break during a crowd disturbance. Iduk suggested that Davis's ability to avoid repercussions reflects a broader pattern of behavior, both in and out of the ring. The New York Commission is reportedly reviewing the fight, with the possibility of overturning the result, though such an outcome remains uncertain. Roach, for his part, has been vocal about feeling robbed in the first fight. He lodged a complaint with the New York Commission, arguing that the 9th-round incident cost him the victory. Roach's confidence is palpable, and his training camp has been marked by intensity and focus. Boxing professionals have taken notice, with some warning Davis against pursuing the rematch. They argue that a loss to Roach could tarnish Davis's legacy, especially if it's the last memory fans have of him before a potential retirement. Roach's hunger for revenge, combined with his proven ability to compete at Davis's level, makes him a dangerous opponent. The rematch has also sparked broader conversations about Davis's career trajectory. At 30 years old, Davis has been boxing since the age of 5, amassing a long and grueling amateur and professional career. Some, including light heavyweight champion David Benavidez, have speculated that Davis may be burned out. Benavidez pointed to Davis's demeanor in the first fight, noting that he seemed distracted and overly respectful of Roach's abilities. He compared Davis's situation to that of Floyd Mayweather, suggesting that the pressure of maintaining an undefeated record may be weighing on him. Benavidez's comments resonate with those who have observed Davis's recent behavior, including his late arrival to a press conference and his public musings about retirement. Davis's mental state is a recurring theme in the lead-up to the rematch. In interviews, he has acknowledged the need to get himself together, hinting at personal and emotional challenges. While he has dismissed suggestions of retirement, Davis has admitted to contemplating a break from the sport. His comments about discouraging kids from boxing have raised eyebrows, with Garcia interpreting them as a sign of waning passion. For a fighter known for his ferocity in the ring, these revelations paint a complex picture of a man grappling with the demands of his profession. On the other hand, Roach's mindset appears unshakable. Having grown up alongside Davis in the amateur ranks, Roach is intimately familiar with his opponent. Their history, which includes back-and-forth battles in the Silver Gloves, adds a personal dimension to the rematch. Roach has always been a fighter who comes to compete, and his performance in the first fight silenced critics who doubted his credentials. With the boxing world now recognizing his talent, Roach is poised to capitalize on the opportunity to dethrone a superstar. The rematch is expected to differ significantly from the first fight, as both fighters adjust their strategies. Davis, aware of Roach's capabilities, is likely to start faster and avoid falling behind on the scorecards. Crawford, despite believing Roach won the first fight, predicted that Davis would perform better in the rematch. He suggested that Roach fought at his peak in March and may struggle to replicate that performance. However, Crawford's prediction is not a foregone conclusion, as Roach's confidence and preparation could lead to an even stronger showing. The boxing community is divided on the outcome. Some, like Garcia, believe Davis's talent and adjustments will carry him to victory. Others, including Stevenson and Crawford, see Roach as a legitimate threat to pull off the upset. The fight's significance extends beyond the ring, as it could shape the lightweight division's future. A Davis loss would not only elevate Roach but also disrupt potential megafights with Stevenson, Crawford, or other top contenders. For Davis, a convincing win is essential to reaffirming his status as one of boxing's elite. The venue for the rematch, while not yet finalized, is expected to be either the T-Mobile Arena or the MGM Grand Garden Arena, both iconic stages for high-profile fights. The August date, postponed from an earlier June 21 slot, gives both fighters ample time to prepare. Davis has stated his intention to return to the gym soon, emphasizing the need to stay sharp. Roach, meanwhile, is likely to maintain the same level of intensity that earned him respect in the first fight. As the rematch approaches, the narratives surrounding Davis and Roach continue to evolve. Davis's legacy, mental resilience, and hunger are under scrutiny, while Roach's emergence as a top-tier fighter has reshaped perceptions of the lightweight division. The first fight exposed Davis's vulnerabilities, but it also highlighted Roach's potential to achieve greatness. Whether Davis can reclaim his dominance or Roach can cement his place among the sport's elite remains to be seen. For boxing fans, the rematch represents the sport at its best, a clash of skill, will, and redemption. The controversy of the first fight has only heightened the anticipation, ensuring that all eyes will be on Las Vegas come August. Regardless of the outcome, the Davis-Roach rivalry is already a compelling chapter in boxing history, with the potential to become a defining moment for both fighters. As the countdown continues, the question looms: will Tank rise to the occasion, or will Roach seize his moment in the spotlight?